Most of us find it difficult to design and produce slab single layer reinforcement details using Tekla Structural Designer. If you are one, this video is for you, as there will be a full explanation on how this works successfully. You are very welcome to this video. If it is the first time you have come across our video on our channel, Software Academy, consider subscribing and stay connected as we make progress into this presentation. I will be using the last level of this project for this exercise of a single reinforced concrete slab layer reinforcement. But before we start by placing or inserting the reinforced concrete slab, we need to do a setting. So under design, you come to setting over here, and then you have cast in place under concrete. Navigate to slab options right there, and the slab on beam option, this one, come down to where you see use mesh where possible. Uncheck this because we wouldn't want the program to use mesh as an option for the reinforcement in the reinforced concrete slab. I'll click on save to save that setting. Yes option, and close by clicking on the OK option. Now we want to insert the reinforced concrete slab. Navigate to the modeling tab and then slab on beam, selecting the drop down menu and choose the first option. And we have to pay close attention as well to the property window. I will expand it for a better visibility. So we proceed over here. Overall depth of this slab is going to be 175 millimeters. So this is a normal slab, and then I'll be considering the concrete class 32/40 for the sake of this exercise. Another most important option here is the reinforcement. So expand this provision, and then you can see the type is loose bar. So now if you want to design for only single layer reinforcement, now this is top bars and this is outside layers, and we have inside layer for the top bar. Let's pay close attention, please. Okay, so now on that type right here, just click and then use the option of none. So this simply means you don't want the top reinforcement. Okay, that is in the outside layer, okay, under the top bars. So inner layer under the top bars, we would also need, we use none right there. Okay, so now we are left with bottom bars right there. So you can see the setting I did here, and this is the top cover and the bottom cover. I will change this to 25 millimeters. 25 millimeters. And then for the bar sizes, I will be using 12 diameter bar sizes, 12 right here. Okay, so I think this is the necessary setting that we need to do before you start to insert the reinforced concrete slab. So you just have to you can start by picking point, first point, pick the second point, pick the third point, and pick the fourth point. Double click right here to have it placed just like this. So you can right click to get rid of that command, and then pick first point, second point, third point, fourth point, or you double click at the first point, fourth point to have it placed just like this. You can see. So right click to get rid of the command, and then you can escape from the keyboard. Now we have successfully insert the reinforced concrete slab at this top level of this project. Okay, so let's check if the load is still existing over at that level in post load. So we have the slab load, this one is still existing. Okay, so now we need to run the analysis to design this slab. So we have to go to design and go to this design concrete statics, analysis and design options, this one. Before then, you have to click on save to save this model, and then proceed design concrete statics. Here we go. So the concrete members has been designed. You can see the beams and the columns non-fed. Okay, so let us view the slab, which is our consigned in this presentation. So we have to navigate to the to this option under design, this option of design slabs. Okay, so just click on it once, and then you can see that the slab has been designed successfully. And then the ones we actually place as fed, as you can see from here, they are fed. Okay, and then you can see the U ratio is 2.00. And then in the drop down menu, as I'm picking the slab panel right there with my pointer, you can see that I'm having X bottom, Y bottom, only design. Okay, while the top is absent. So let's see why this failed. Okay, I will select on this, right click, and then I will have to do check slab option. I will right click again. I'm looking for the window. Okay, check panel. I'll click right there. Okay, so this will give us the panel informations. So as you can see from here, reinforcement design detail. If I expand this now, you can see that the bottom bar has been designed successfully, while what failed the slab is the top bars because it was not selected. Okay, so this is what you have. Okay, because we choose none while we are placing the or inserting the reinforced concrete slab at that level. We choose the top bar in the X direction and Y directions. Okay, none. That is why we are having the slab failed. So what do we do? So this is not accepted. We have to edit this again. So I will select on this and then come down to the slab reinforcement option, which is this option right here. I'll expand it, and then for the top bars outside layer, okay, now we need to use loose bar. Okay, and then for the inside layer, I'll also use loose bars just like this. Okay, all right, so having changed that, I will select on this panel and make the same changes by navigating to the reinforcement options right here. Outside layer, loose bars, and inside layer for the top reinforcement, loose bar options I used. After which I will save this model. We need to carry out design slab again. This time around, we may not necessarily design the whole structure. Okay, but let's just design slab. Click this option, and then you see the slab has been designed, the one we placed, although in the structure we have to fed, but that is not our concern for now. So this is designed. So if I place my pointer on the slab panel, you can see the information right there and the utilization ratio of 0.96 right there. The reinforcement for both top and bottom is being selected. Okay, so now before we proceed to actually generate a single layer reinforcement from this design, I will also like to show us how to edit this reinforcement. So for you to edit this reinforcement, you will have to navigate to this review window right here. In this review window, we will select on this option of slab stroke foundation reinforcement. Just select on that. So once you select on it, so this is what you get, and then you have this property window right here. Okay, so in this property window, now you can be able to select and apply it any changes that you wish to apply it on any panel of this slab that you selected. Okay, so let's say for instance we are looking at the bottom reinforcement. Okay, because that is what we are going to be printing. All right, and not the top. I will show you how to do all of that. Just stick to the video. All right, so now you see entity right here, slab item. Okay, so there are various other slab items here, like the slab patch, isolated foundation, but we use the slab item. Okay, so for the surface, it's going to be bottom. You have top as well here, so we are working with the bottom, and then the reinforcement direction is X. You know, we have Y and X. Okay, and then the bar parameters, we have bar size and spaces. So these are the things we are going to be actually modifying. Okay, so we need to apply this, okay, to any of these. All right, so now if I select on this slab right here, this is the information for the bottom reinforcement. You have H8 175 millimeters, and then the area selected is 287 millimeters square per meter. Okay, so I'll select in this provision right here and navigate to user bars. This user bar will enable me to be able to choose the bar I wish to use. Although H8 has actually passed design, but I wouldn't want to use H8. I want to use H12. Okay, so the bar type is 500 and then read type is type 2. So the bar size right here, I can now be able to select WEF, reinforcement. For the bar spacing right here, I can now be able to use because I'm using single layer, so I'm going by 150 millimeter spacing for the bottom reinforcement in the X directions. So once I select on this now and I picked on this has changed. You can see now if I select on this panel, what do I have? H12 150, and then I'm having 754 millimeter squares per meter as the area selected. So the one below is the previous selection, which is the design reinforcement. All right, so I have to modify it or improve it by making it H12 diameters of reinforcement and spacing 150, because I want to be printing or producing a drawing based on the bottom reinforcement. I wouldn't want to use the top reinforcement, so that is why I'm doing all of this, so I can have enough reinforcement to cater for the panel. All right, after I've checked the U ratios and I have compared it successfully. Okay, so now this is what I want here. I can also select on this. Once I select on this panel, any panel that I select on now is going to apply these changes successfully. So I'll select on this panel now. You see the changes is being applied as well on this channel. So you can now see in the color code right here. So the ones with this color is having H12 150 millimeters at 750 millimeter squares per meter for the area, and then this is 150 millimeter spacing, and the H12 is the bar diameter. So we are done in that direction. So I will select in this provision and change to the Y directions. So under the Y directions, I'm going to be doing the same thing. So my concern parameters are the bar sizes and the spacing right here. I'll zoom this closely and I'll pick on this panel right here. I'm picking on this panel. Sorry, that is picked wrongly. I want to pick on this panel. Okay, good. I think the panel is selected now. Okay, so now I need to come over to these provisions and the user bars, and then this is the same bar information I'm going to be using. I'll just select here to have it changed successfully. I'll also select here to have that change. Okay, so this is how you edit and then modify your reinforced concrete slab reinforcement arrangement in terms of the spacing and the bars diameter successfully. Okay, so this is good by me. All right, everything is good now. I've set the bottom reinforcement in the X and Y directions successfully at the required spacing of my need. Okay, so now I want to actually print these drawings, and I'm considering the top level, this level, to be printing out successfully. So I will do escape on the keyboard. Okay, so now if you select on this slab now, you see that we are having H12 at the bottom in the info right there. Bottom H12 as spacing 150, bottom 2, and as well as bottom 1, but the top are still maintaining H8. Okay, which I wouldn't want to print that, as I said earlier. I will navigate to the top level of this, the plan view of this top level. Okay, so if I go to this provisions, I can minimize some of this, minimize this as well. So I will minimize this property window, and then I can validate this model from here and get to the structure right here. Go to levels, and then I'll be looking at ST3, or double click right there to have that level just like this. So this is the slab that we have designed and edited successfully. So I want the drawings of these panels, these two panels. Now is going to be only bottom reinforcement. Navigate to this option of drawing and then come to settings. So over here in this drawing settings, we have slab and mat. Select on the layout, and then generally you can see the informations that has been checked right here. That is the hashing. Okay, for the beams, let's go straight away to the slab stroke mats options right here. We said these are the things to include in the panel: include panel references, include panel thickness, include surface offset, and the rest of that. This option of slab stroke mat geometry, include panels, span direction symbols. I wouldn't want to have that. Okay, but if you want to apply that, you can use these options. Here said the reinforcement displacement, extend loose bars panel reinforcement line across full panels. So if you want the loose bar to be extended across these two panels, right, you use this option. But let's uncheck this option and see what is going to happen. Reinforcement labeling, always show main bar layer for rectangular mesh. Okay, anchorage rounding increase is 25 millimeters. All right, so everything is good. I click on save from here. Yes, options, and then closed. So now we proceed. We want to use this option of slabs stroke mat detailing. Click right there. So you have this output informations. So this is using automatic file name. I will uncheck this provision, so I can now click on this three-dotted provision to navigate to my document and be able to give this another name. So what I'll do, I'll change this name to 4 and click on the save option, so you wouldn't have any warning sign here. Okay, this shows that this project has been printed before. Okay, now coming down to drawings, we have layers configuration. So over here, selecting these provisions, I'm looking at bottom reinforcement. So you can see that you can print top reinforcement, you can print bottom reinforcement. Okay, so you can print all. You can also print this option of slab stroke mat detailing, punching. Okay, punching reinforcement, but we are looking at only bottom reinforcement. I get that selected. So over layer style, so we have only this style, we go by that. So now for the scale, I would like to use 1:50 scale. Minimum text block spacing, I will use 3.0 millimeters so that it will be visible enough. So after having done this setting, click on the OK options, and this will launch AutoCAD automatically and transfer the detailed reinforced concrete slab drawings to AutoCAD, where we'll now take a look at it. So I will have to close this from here. And then I will say no from there. Now this is what we get. You can see that we have 12 in the first directions. We have 12 150 spacing bottom one, and then this one in this other directions, which is the X directions, we still have the same thing in the two panels. Now you can see that the reinforcement are short, trying to tell you the detailing how it's supposed to be. They are short because we uncheck something. Let us get back to Tekla Designer, and then for the drawing, if you click on these settings over here, go to slabs stroke mat. This is what we unchecked that makes these drawings to this slab reinforcement to be this short. Okay, all right, so this is the informations in terms of the unit mass of the reinforcement and the total length, total mass in kg. Let's get back to Tekla Designer, and then we have to check this now. And then the anchorage rounding increment, we make it 100. and that is not allowed, you can see from here. So we use 25. All right, click on save, yes option, and then click on the OK. So now we want to save this model, validate it, so we can produce this drawing again. Let's see what we're going to get. Click in this provision slab stroke matte detailing options. So you have this warning sign telling you that this drawing name is existing, which is the one we just printed in AutoCAD. Uncheck this use automatic file name and click in this provision to make changes to the name, so you can be able to print it as a unique file. So I'll make it 5. Click on save option. So over here you wouldn't have the warning sign. I will maintain these settings and configurations as bottoms reinforcement for the layer, and I click on the OK option. So this will launch AutoCAD. Let's see now. So here is the single layer slab reinforcement from Tekla Structural Designer. You can see here bottom 1 and bottom 2, likewise for this panel successfully. The one we actually published previously is this one, that we have our reinforcement shortened, but after the settings we are able to have this. So you have to take notice of each of the steps that we have taken, so you can also apply it successfully. Before we proceed to explain how you can edit this properly, I want to be explaining something to us. So let's navigate to Tekla Structural Designer. So I want you to take note that Tekla Structural Designer uses finite element method of analysis to actually design reinforced concrete slab, and that is why after design you will have a full length of reinforcement at the top and as well the bottom of the slab successfully, just as you can see in the info box right there. Okay, so there is no option for headline method of analysis in Tekla Structural Designer. All right, so when you talk of accuracy in design, finite element method of analysis is more accurate. Okay, so you have to bear that in mind. So if you want to produce a single layer of reinforcement for the reinforced concrete slab, is the step that I've just explained successfully. Now let's navigate back to AutoCAD. So I will show you how you can be able to work on that detailed drawings to make it more presentable. Okay, here we go. So if I go to this tab where I have my structural drawings, this drawing is actually produced from Tekla Structural Designer. So this is Tekla Structural Designer's detailed drawings. As you can see, it's a complete working drawings for constructions. Okay, so now when you come to slab detailing, you know we normally have a top reinforcement, a returns right here. Okay, so that return, Tekla Designer did not give it to us. As you can see from here, Tekla Designer did not give us the return. It only gave us a straight reinforcement right here. So you will need to provide this top reinforcement in these directions and the support top reinforcement, which is this, that we are going to be providing. Okay, so as to complete this reinforced concrete slab detailing. All right, and then you provide the core lines and make it more presentable, just as I did here successfully. So this is how you can be able to detail and make your slab reinforcement more presentable. Okay, I hope that is taken. So if you have any question, drop it in the comment sections. Let's discuss right there. Always try to drop your comment in the comment sections. If you have learned one or two things, let me know in the comment section. And there's a link in the description of this video to join our group chat, where you can also ask questions, answer questions, and then learn more about structural design. And then we have an ongoing masterclass on this program, Tekla Designer. So if you have interest, you can reach to us using any of our handle around our channel. We are going to be stopping here, and then we will continue in the next presentations. Stay safe, stay connected, and bye for now.